What's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to the channel. So I have seen recently some controversy surrounding whether or not you should freeze rice and whether or not rice that's been packed in Mylar with oxygen absorbers for long-term storage will go bad if it freezes and then thaws. So it's always been my understanding and practice that I freeze rice for 3 days or so, take it out, let it thaw, go to ambient temperature, and then that's when I would Mylar pack the rice. And the reason for the freezing is to kill weevils or other insects. Now, I don't know when this opinion changed. So I have a ton of rice that I've done this way. I was in Kentucky and then I came to Maine, and when I was in Kentucky, I left there in winter. It was cold. And I had a cargo trailer that I stored most all of my stuff on it, including my buckets of rice. And it absolutely froze. It thawed and then froze again. That probably happened a dozen times. And then when I moved to Maine, guess what? It was really cold. I mean, it got down well in the negatives. And I have no doubt that that rice froze for days. And then at some point it would thaw and then freeze again. So I have a 5-gallon bucket of rice that I'm going to cut open, and we're going to take a look at it. And then I'm going to make one of my favorite prepper meals, and that's rice and chicken. It's just rice and chicken. And I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to cut it open. But when I say rice and chicken, what I'm talking about is chicken broth. I basically boil the rice in a mix of chicken broth and water. And then I used canned chicken as the protein that I'm adding to the rice. And I think it tastes fantastic. I add salt, pepper, and then usually I'll use some, like, believe it or not, steak seasoning or blackening seasoning. And it turns out really good. It's very inexpensive, and I can also pack it in sealable bowls, and I can have lunch, to take to work, stuff like that. So, all right, so let's cut this bag of rice open and see if something inside doesn't jump out and attack me. All right, first thing, let me say that this is not going to be the easiest thing to do one-handed. So this is a 5-gallon Mylar bag. It's just the one that I happen to bring in. And I'm going to just cut it open with the scissors. And you can see the oxygen absorber, can't speak today, sitting right on top. And looks and feel and smell, it seems just the way it was when I first put the rice in the bucket. So I'm going to scoop out about a cup of rice, maybe a little, maybe I'll do 2 cups. And I'm going to cook this up and I'll show you the results. All right, we're back. So I boiled the rice in chicken broth with a little bit of water and seasoned it with some salt and pepper. And I'm done. I've tasted it. I've survived so far. And everything it's good. Not a problem. So what's the takeaway from this? I can only speak to my experience. And again, I don't know what changed, because I never heard that freezing rice was bad until, something popped up in, my YouTube feed or something. The takeaway from this is, for me, I have samples of rice that were froze prior to being Mylar packed, and then they were put away, and then due to temperatures, cold temperatures, they froze, thawed, multiple times, and then remained frozen for weeks in Maine, where it got way, way cold. And then they thawed and, it got exposed to ambient air temperatures, let's say 70, 75. They warmed up to that. And, opening the bags and looking at them and cooking them and tasting them, they seem absolutely fine, which is the whole reason and purpose for Mylar packing rice, is because it's a fantastic way of long-term food storage and very inexpensive. So you got any thoughts on this, please comment below. And I will say, keep prepping. And since I'm doing this test on rice, go buy yourself a 20-pound bag of rice in Mylar packet, because I think we're going to need it. You guys stay safe, take care. We'll see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies, hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride, planted seeds where hope was.